Hi, Shelley. Hi, Jisoo. Hi, Lapiche. Thank you for saying hello. Wow, welcome. There's counting me. There's 6 of us, counting Bruno, there's 7. And in a moment or so, I'm going to share a little bit. I'm really delighted to have so many people here live. Thank you. All right, dear ones, please let me know how my volume's coming in. As always, I'm exploring new technological options. It looks like it's coming in good, but please let me know. Test. How is the volume? Do I need to come a little closer? Is the volume good? Great. Thanks, Lapiche. So, I'd like to welcome everyone who's here, everyone who's taking the time to watch this video. Thank you to our dear friend Bruno Gröning for coming down to earth and enduring so much just so he could help us. So, one thing I am fascinated in is how does evil trick us with thoughts? Like, how does it operate? You know, what are its tricks? What are its favorite lies? Us to understand so that I can watch for them. And then as I observe my thoughts, I become aware of certain habitual patterns of negative thinking, which is helpful to recognize. But I kept asking, what's evil's bottom line? Like what is its deepest lie? And I can't say I have a definite conclusion. My current conclusion is that evil's number one tactic is a denial of the goodness of God, or denial of the existence of God. So denial of the existence of God is pretty clear, what that means and the implications that ultimately the only thing that really, ultimately we'll live this life and then we'll die and then it's over, that we'll actually die, not just this body, and that's the end. which is a terrifying idea, and um, kind of creates this sense of, well, yes, we can do meaningful things while we're alive, but ultimately life in some sense is meaningless. Maybe what we do has meaning, but without an underlying meaning, then it's just kind of this random thing. So that's one of evil's favorite tricks. Another one is to deny the goodness of God. And here, the way I know to say it is to say the goodness of God, and then we can tease out the error, the lie. Something like, God is all good, which I'm convinced is the truth, and that's what Bruno taught, that love is God. God is goodness and harmony and health. And I don't know that he said God is health, but he said God is life. Now contrast this with the idea of a vengeful, wrathful God, or a God that tortures some people, or yeah. So that's the first sort of sub lie, some kind of, that God isn't all good. And then the next one would be that a denial that all things serve the good. There's this idea of random events, or that life is unfair, or that some things just happen for no reason. Whereas Bruno Gröning, like many great mystics, said that the state of the world is steered by God. Only things that serve as a lesson are allowed to happen. This is very important, because without this simple idea, life really doesn't feel or seem fair. But with this one simple idea, we can see life as a symphony where everything is working together towards one, in service of one principle of God, of love, of goodness. We can contrast that with something shouldn't be happening, or life is unfair, or why is all this bad stuff happening to me? These are all examples of, you could say, denying the rulership of God. That God actually isn't in charge, that some things are just random, some things are just unfair. Whereas with this, the teaching I shared, it's everything has a purpose. There's an order and a harmony to life. We may not see it. That's part of what faith is trusting that order or harmony. And then the last one is that the truth that Bruno taught is the good will prevail. The lie would be, things aren't going to be okay. Disaster is going to happen. Some people are going to end up in hell forever. Those are examples of denying that, in essence, that God will be victorious, that the good will prevail. So as you can see, these three things, you could almost say it's God isn't all right, things aren't all right now, and things won't be all right, are the ego's primary, in my view, not the ego, evil's primary weapons. Contrast this with the opposite. God is all good and only good. Everything happens for a reason and serves a higher purpose, even the bad stuff. And lastly, everything will be okay. They're two radically different worldviews, aren't they? One of them is a perfect God. One of them's an imperfect God who doesn't really have full control over life. So as thoughts come, which they do all day long, we can observe our thoughts and see if any of these lies are present. For me, the first one, God is all good, is like the foundation. And then the next two build from it, that everything happens for a reason and everything will be okay. And really create a view of life that's quite profound and its implications. So let's sit with all this for a little bit. I'd like to thank everyone for dropping by. I'm going to wrap up in a moment. Please do share your thoughts in the comments after the video. And please do take some time and reflect. This, I believe, is the foundation of faith, what I'm talking about here. The trust that God is all good, and then the implications of that. What that means for the past, the present, and the future. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Big love. And I hope to see and feel you soon. Take care.